We're getting English bobbies.
The bill's coming down under. More than 600 foreign cops have answered Mark McGowan's call to come help defend his realm. Mark and Paul Papalea hope the applicants from Britain, along with cops from Ireland and New Zealand, will help them meet the election promise of having 7,600 sworn officers by mid-2024. We're well short of that because WA cops have worked out that driving one of these is easier, safer and more financially lucrative than driving one of these. We're hoping the overseas recruits are just dumb enough not to work out the same thing.
Everyone loves the British constabulary.
They're the backbone of TV drama.
Have a look around the back.
We found this around the back, sir.
Today we need heroes more than ever before.
Get your trousers on. You're nicked.
On the face of it, having English cops on the beat sounds good. England is the birthplace of modern policing.
Oh, I'd leave that alone if I were you, boyo. Good lad.
By the early 1800s, the Poms had got sick of mob/vigilante justice.
We've one for the doctor and one for the rope.
And they turned to a guy called Robert Peel to create the Metropolitan Police Service. The Met and Scotland Yard pioneered modern police tactics. So there's a lot of experience to be plundered. But
Always a but with you.
They get out here and like all newbies, they get put in a country posting. That's fine, but a country posting for an English bobby usually looks like this. Not this. There's a bit of culture shock and the attrition rate is sometimes higher than we'd want.
Yeah, there is a lot of work to be done.
Phil Edman has escaped jail for now, despite admitting he illegally disclosed details of the official investigation into his official visits to Japan. Phil traded the pleasantly warm water of a Japanese bathhouse for the uncomfortably hot water of a CCC investigation after it emerged he used taxpayer funds to lather up at a Soapland massage parlour in Tokyo, where I'm sure it wasn't just the sun that was rising.
I thank you.
I say escape jail for now because Phil got a suspended sentence, which means if he does anything much wrong in the next year, he could wind up in prison, where a peachy soft former member of the Legislative Council is more likely to dish out the happy endings than receive them.
I thank you.
This is an important life lesson for every ALP staffer and MP who's in the spotlight as part of the CCC investigation into the illegal campaign use of publicly funded electoral staff. You cannot tell anyone, apart from your lawyer, that the CCC has hauled you in, not your partner.
The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
Not even your priest.
The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
Phil had told upper house mates Nigel Hallett, Brian Ellis and Rick Mazur that the CCC was onto them. Those three had skin in the game, so as to speak. Ellis was with Edman on the great electoral allowance-funded scrub-a-dub tour of Japan. Mazur, who represented the agricultural region for the Shooters, Fishers and Farmers Party, used public funding to have some
fishy effing fun
on a wine tour in South Africa, and Liberal Hallett used his electoral allowance to give his lover, Bonnie Cornwall, a sham job. Bonnie also couldn't keep her trap shut about how the CCC was onto her, and on November 16 was fined $3,800 and hit with $600 in costs after pleading guilty to the same disclosed restricted matter offence Edman just has.
Not exactly what electoral allowances are for.
No, the Labor Party was outraged and rightly pointed out electoral allowances should only be used for legitimate purposes, such as paying to illegally train electorate officers in campaign tactics.
Well, that paid off for them.
Almost as big as the payoff for the people who sell Thermomixes. Apparently people are back buying the kitchen super gadget after sales slumped 7 years ago because a bunch of people were injured using the machine. The combination of a less explodey model and a COVID-induced home cooking boom has meant big bucks for this woman. Grace Mazur snatched the rights to sell Thermomix in Australia 20 years ago before most people had even heard of it. Sales rose 10% to $155 million last year. That's up 88% in 2 years. The Mazurs made a $15 million profit last year, bringing the total amount they've made in the past decade to a cool $100 million.
Wow, they backed something no one thought would be that popular.
There's another one of those in the headlines at the moment. Financial ratings agency Canstar has issued a new report that identifies property investment hotspots in Australia for 2023. Armadale has been identified as a good buy because of its substantial retail commercial centre.
Woohoo! Cheap meat! Ooh, this one's open.
numerous schools, and train links to Perth. Question is, will the Dale keep the momentum now it's lost its cultural figurehead? Long-serving local member Alana McTiernan is widely regarded as the second best thing to ever come out of Armadale.
What's the first?
Southwest Highway.
What are you trying to do? You trying to kill yourself?
I'm Ben Harvey.
If anyone knows how to murder someone and get away with it would have been him.
He was an animal.
You believe Gary White is an innocent man?
100%.